there are joint venture mistakes that will ruin your business. And I'm here to help prevent that. I own multiple joint ventures. And in case you're wondering, what is a joint venture? A joint venture in terms of the federal government is when two or more businesses, they come together to form what I like to refer to as a third company. Often they have creative names such as K Park Samtis and other names like that. Usually it's the name of the majority owner, the minority owner, and joint venture at the end. One of the benefits of having a joint venture is this new company, meaning you get a new tax ID, you got to register it in your state, county, city. You're going to need a cage code, go through the SAM process again. Yes. But the benefit of going through all of that is this new entity, Joint Venture X, takes on the past performance of both of the companies that created it. So if you're new in this space and you're like, oh my gosh, that would be amazing because now I'm able to get attached to the past performance of a more senior organization. This is the path for you. And this has changed my life. When I first formed two joint ventures back in 2018 timeframe, forming the joint ventures and winning millions of dollars on both of them took my business to the next level. Because with the joint ventures, it's a pass-through in the sense of you have this joint venture X, money comes into it, and then it's distributed to the owners. So what are these mistakes that can ruin your business? Number one, forming a joint venture with a company you shouldn't form a joint venture with. This is no different than getting married. Now, if you're the type of person where you knew out the gate the person that you were going to marry, that's amazing. But in this situation, we're talking business, and anytime a dollar is involved, people change. So instead of rushing to form a joint venture, get to know a business by subbing to them. Maybe you prime and they sub to you. Having conversations, checking out their website, getting to know who and how they operate before you decide to form a completely new business. Because there are tax requirements too. Every year, you're going to have to submit a tax return. You're going to have a business account. You're going to issue K-1. So this isn't just two buddies coming together to bid on some work. This is bigger than that. And with the right joint venture, you can win millions upon millions of dollars. That's why companies love to form these. The other mistake that will definitely ruin your business is forming a joint venture so quickly with a large company. We're often swayed. I've been there, done that, swayed by a big business. Oh, they're so big. They're so amazing. There's all these things that they have that I don't, these marketing budgets and business development departments and so on and so forth, right? Here's the deal. Anytime you form a joint venture with a other than small, because in the federal government space, you are either small or you're not small. You must be in the mentor protege program because the joint venture takes on the set-asides of the majority owner, who is typically the protege. So in order for Google, for instance, to benefit from small business set-asides, 8A set-asides, SDVOSB set-asides, woman-owned small business set-asides, you would have to get permission from the mentor protege program before forming your joint ventures and getting work. It's vital because if not, every big company would do it. And then us small businesses, we've been in a position of how can we compete? How can we compete? So permission is needed. Next, when it comes to the mentor protege program, there are several steps that you're going to need to go through. Anticipate at a minimum 120 days. By assuming, oh, I'm going to get through this program in days, it's going to ruin your business. You may miss out on different contract vehicles or different opportunities. Training is required. Signed agreements are required. If primary NAICS codes are different, then the protege has to provide invoices, purchase orders, or contracts supporting that secondary NAICS code. Because the whole premise of the mentor protege program is that this mentor is going to provide mentorship to a protege in a variety of different areas pertaining to business development, finance, contract management, and other areas. Now, yes, of course, you can spin off these amazing joint ventures and reap the benefit, but at the same time, there should be some type of mentorship. With my mentor, at that particular time, we didn't offer health insurance. I wasn't really well versed in opportunities outside of training. Our HR wasn't like it is now. And under her mentorship and her team's mentorship, we ended up getting an insurance program, changed our HR, started to bid on a wide variety of different services within the federal government. I met with her regularly, and it changed the trajectory of my business. That is the intent with this program. It's a long-term program with the Mentor Protege program, but both parties must participate because every year the protege must complete a survey, and they ask a lot of questions about what you've received in terms of mentorship as the protege. Another JV mistake that will ruin your business is assuming, okay, great, come together, I'm gonna form this joint venture with another small business. Kizzy said it takes on the set-asides of the majority owner, got it, we got our EIN, we got our cage code, we're ready to go. But maybe y'all are cousins, or you work together, or one owns some stock or has ownership in the other business. When it comes to affiliation, the government is not a fan of joint ventures where there is affiliation, because once again, it's putting you in this playing field where you're having these advantages over those who are not affiliated. For instance, with my mentor, I had met her once before, years before. I had met her team member years before. She didn't own any stock in my company. We didn't have any type of relationships like that. So there is no question around, oh, are you affiliated? One way to bypass an accusation of affiliation is by entering the Mentor Protege program. And while it takes time to go through the program, it'll pay off because joint ventures at this point in time are good for about 2 years after your first award. So as you can imagine, you would spin off joint venture, joint venture, joint venture, joint venture. You're going to spin off a lot of these. However, if you're accused of affiliation, you can potentially lose work. So while a joint venture is amazing, because for instance, if you are service disabled small business and you decide to be a minority owner to someone who's woman owned and has a hub zone, has an 8A, now your new business, joint venture XYZ, can win all these other contracts that you would have never been able to bid on before. And maybe they have past performance in areas that you wish you had past performance in, like record management or construction or in cybersecurity. It opens up this huge, amazing world. And you can bid these for contract vehicles like Oasis Plus, like the GSA schedule, Stars 3, Polaris, and a bunch of different contract vehicles. So that way, the joint venture continues on the duration of the contract vehicle. It's amazing what you can do with these. That's why a lot of companies form these. It's another bonus strategy. The list of mentor proteges is public. You can go on the SBA's website and take a look at them. But before you rush to find this partner, really take a step back and think about where are you looking to go as a business owner? Because you're coming together and you're forming a brand new business. If you haven't already, please go to profitablecontracts.com, check out my new book, winnerswaybook.com. You get a lot of amazing bonuses for pre-ordering, checklists and videos, all kinds of content. Because when this book goes live, bonuses are gone, y'all. So you're amazing. Join my Facebook. And before you form any type of joint ventures, feel free to ask more questions in my Facebook group. I'd love to make more content about this. Because as I said, I have multiple joint ventures. I've been awarded well over $70 million in contracts. And in case y'all don't know who I am, my name is Dr. Kizzy Parks. Until next time, everything is possible.